is a game we call Turbo Traxx. You may have heard it before. I believe this is the 7th or 8th time that we've played it. Brian's played about half of them.
I played 3 of them. The first one, I was like Merlin the magician. I was like Gandalf. I could not be beaten. And then the next 2, I was utterly pathetic.
You got destroyed by Chris Hockey a month ago.
Yeah, thank you very much for the reminder. Exactly.
Absolutely.
And it's because I didn't get my lucky mic.
There's a little battle in here about who gets which mic, but you've got your lucky mic now.
I sat down. I'm sorry, I was here first, and I believe it's first come, first serve. Also, finders, keepers, losers, weepers, if I'm not mistaken.
Can I add something real quick?
Please.
My show goes till 10, and I completed my show on K102 till 10, so Oake obviously skipped out early.
Yeah, good point.
My show goes till 10 as well.
Yeah, but you were in here before me, and I walked out of there at 10, so you must have...
Chris is dedicated to his show.
I am very... Boy, dude, did I have some PC issues this morning, IT problems. I had engineers in here at 4 in the morning. It was awesome.
That doesn't sound awesome at all.
It's all bad for everybody.
When you show up and nothing's working, you're like, this is amazing.
At 4 in the morning.
I wondered why I saw Jess here at 5.
You got to embrace it. He just happened to be here. He just happened to be here. I didn't even call him in. I'm like, hey, can I borrow you for a minute?
Engineers aren't like normal people, man.
No,
we have different kinds of PC issues sometimes down the hallway.
Yeah, you do. On your station, you do. Chris, this is your...
there, Robbie. That was a good one.
Chris, is your third time playing. One time was a general music one. One was a country music specific one, which I believe you cleaned up on.
Yeah, the first one was better than the second one, by the way. I was better on the non-country one.
Okay, all right. Yeah. That was it. Okay.
Yeah. Vodka guy, we're up against him.
Vodka guy. That would be Chad Greenway.
That's the guy. Thank you.
He's not a former Viking. Now he's a vodka guy.
Him as the vodka's pitch man.
Somewhere, the Great Oak people are very happy to know that Chad Greenway has now completely transformed himself.
I used it to clean my carpets. It works. Sorry.
For me, it's the grout in my bathtub that I use the vodka for. Yeah, exactly.
There you go. I'll bring it on there, bud.
The Turbo Traxx rules, I'll remind everybody, including listeners, you guys know, you're going to hear a song played at 4 different speeds, beginning with the fastest speed. When you think you know the artist and the title, ring in with your name. Okay. If you're right on the fastest speed, because it's approximately 3 times faster, you get 30 points. Okay. If you get it on the double speed, the second one, that's 20 points. If you get it on the 1.5 speed, that's 10 points. And it almost never has come to this, but it did last time Brian played. If it gets down to the 1x speed, you're hearing the song at normal speed.
The actual song.
The actual song at its normal speed. Then it's 1 measly point.
Okay.
But it could be a tiebreaker.
But you need title and artist, right?
Title and artist.
And they both have to be perfect.
Robbie's not playing. He's running all the audio for this.
Yes.
And they both have to be exact, correct?
You have to be exact.
Artist
That's
and
right.
title.
You got to get it exactly correct.
All right.
And then let's see. If you hear a cover, you need to get the cover artist, not the original artist.
Wow.
Many times the song turns into a hit in its second or third incarnation. So, yes.
Geez, Chris, I wonder why we would put that disclaimer in and make sure to highlight that.
Totally random.
No, just a gentle reminder on the rules.
I hate that because I have yet to face it. Haven't had a cover yet.
Maybe this is going to be the time. All right, last thing. You listeners can play along. Use the Bradshaw and Brian KFAN text line. Send in the song name and the artist along with your name and email address so that we can contact you if you're the winner. So name, email, address. Put in the song title and the artist when you hear it and can identify it. If you mean
despite the fact that we are entering the arena gladiatorial style, like brave warriors, someone watching from the stands could actually win this game?
No, they can't. You two are the only contestants.
Okay.
They are playing along for just among other texters.
Understood.
Not against you.
Okay.
And if you text faster with more correct answers than anybody else, you win. What do you win?
You have your own text line? That's cool.
No, we do. The Bradshaw and Brian KFAN text line, 64686.
What the heck?
Very popular, Chris.
Wouldn't that be nice, Chris?
Yeah. Where do they get the budget for the guy who comes in once a week?
Honestly,
I'll tell you, maybe if you had more listeners, they would give you your own text line.
Wow.
All right.
A little inside baseball right there. That was rough. That was a rough intro to this particular game.
I can't wait to meet him in the dugout.
You get when you have a 13 share, you get to say that.
Wow.
If you win, listeners, you get a free entry into a Guillotine League. with a $450 prize pool.
Oh.
So again, just text in as you hear correct answers. And
Yeah.
if you are the texter with the most, who comes in first with the most correct answers, you win.
What's a guillotine league?
I'd be happy to tell you all about it.
We don't have time right now. Let's do this game, baby.
Hold on, I got to crank my headphones up to about 160 decibels.
Okay, you might want to.
Yeah.
I know.
No, exactly.
I know. That is a real issue in this industry. Man, you guys are all deaf.
What's that?
Well, because we wear headphones all day, every day, and that's going to hurt. Plus, you let the waxy potato buildup happen after months, and the combination of the two does not lead to good auditory response.
Dude, when you complete and you get rid of the waxy potato buildup, it's an orgasm. It's awesome. You that feeling?
Really?
You just got to go.
What do you do?
You go.
Very, very childish, but yes. Don't do candling. Very dangerous.
No, I've tried that.
Have you?
Why is
Super
how is it dangerous?
Apparently,
other than
it
getting
hurts.
wax dripped on your face.
It's not on your face. It's down your ear canal. And if the wax goes too far down the ear canal, pulls
then
out
it's
your
permanently
eardrum and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, really dangerous.
Dude, I did it when I had a few drinks and I got the wrong hole altogether. And I
That could be taken in different
But I
contexts.
fixed that problem, though. I did.
You did, permanently.
Got rid of the wax plug.
That's what they mean by wax play.
All right, let's dive in. We got 9 different songs.
Let's do it.
We'll go
Let's
through over the
do
next 2
it.
segments
Here
of
we go.
Turbo Traxx. We begin with the 3X. Now,
Did you just have a candle wax?
between
No, it just rang a strong bell, but the bell wasn't quite strong enough.
I got no bell on that one.
I do give a little bit of flavor between each playing.
Mm-hmm.
The song was named after an iconic American character. Let's play the 2X, Robbie.
Chris.
Oh,
I think Chris got in.
Rush. Tom Sawyer.
Brian, you
you
were
have that,
so
Brian?
close. Were you going to get it? You were just a split second
it was
behind.
right there.
You had it.
Yeah.
You had
And
it.
if we go back and listen, I won, but that's cool.
You think you got it first?
I did, but I'm not that kind of guy.
no.
Look, I don't want. If you're ever playing in a way that the refs get to decide the outcome of a game, then you deserve to lose. And so I'm not going to be a little bitch about it, even though I was first.
I like that.
I saw the answer that he wrote down. He thought it was Taylor Swift.
I would have never gotten a Taylor Swift song at that speed.
No, it was just a blank space.
Chris Carr's got boom.
Robbie.
Chris has got 20 points.
Yeah.
Brian has none. We're through only one song on Turbo Traxx.
Oh, I got to
Let's
go. Guys,
Yeah,
I just got called to Greg's
Oh,
office.
that sounds like a forfeit. Okay,
No
cool.
kidding.
I'll take the victory.
Oh, I'm back.
Let's do the 3X of the next song.
Love the dead air.
Yeah. Well, I give you a second to just, think through, let listeners think if they can figure this out. This band tried 7 different studio guitarists for the song's iconic solo. Let's play the 2X version.
I'm right there.
The song takes place at a seedy photo shoot in L.A. from the perspective of a jilted boyfriend. Let's listen to the 1.5 times.
Oak. That would be Steely Dan's Peg.
Way before my time. Wow, what was that like?
Down.
What was that like?
What do you mean?
What was that like in color?
You know what?
Yeah.
Laurel and Hardy were before my time, but I happen to know who they are. That before my time bit, I don't cotton that stuff
Yeah, I
at all.
don't, because I'm Brian Oak. I'm on Cities 97. I'm a music aficionado.
It's actually Cities 97.1, uniquely Twin
Sorry.
Cities.
Oh,
Thanks,
sorry
Chris.
about
Yeah.
What did I say?
We have a lot of people playing along on the Bradshaw and Bryant KFN text line, which is great. You need to include your name and your email address with your text so that we have a way to tell who you are versus all the other people. Just trust me. Put your name and your email address in your text. Okay. So, well, the score now, Oake 15, Carr 20. So this thing is very, very close right now.
I feel like I'm in labor.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Oake, you have 10 points. Brian, you have 10. You do not get 15 for the 1.5 speed. You get 10 for the 1.5.
Even though it's 1.5.
That's right.
Mathematically, that seems inaccurate.
We're breaking the cadence, which is what threw me off too. But we didn't cover that.
Listen,
In the
I'll take it. Whatever.
I'm just an old country boy.
You are. Look, this is just,
I don't know anything.
Yeah, no, I know.
I'm just no country.
You're a real Jason Aldean, that's for sure.
Turbo Traxx, song number 3.
I know it.
So do I.
Oh, there's so much recognition on your faces right now.
Man.
All right. The song features a mandolin, which the band's guitarist had just bought and was learning to play by creating this song. Oake.
That would be REM's Losing My Religion.
That's me in the corner. That's me in the spotlight, losing my religion.
And although they had made inroads prior to this song, this was the song that put them out of the alternative realm into the pop superstar
Mainstream,
realm.
absolutely.
Exactly.
So it's the end of the world as we know it. That wasn't their first number one?
Oh, no.
And I don't even think that hit number 1.
Yeah, and I don't think that song that we just heard hit number 1, but it was the one.
It did.
Oh, did it?
Yeah. In fact, it was on the chart. No, you're right. It didn't. It peaked at 4.
Exactly.
It was on the chart, though, for 21 weeks.
Well, it changed REM from the cool college kid band of the 80s into the proper pop mainstream band of the 90s. And even though grunge took a much harder tone, REM rode that wave, which was well-deserved. Without them, alternative doesn't happen. Even though Nirvana kicked the door down, REM remained a great band, frankly, until they broke up.
Yeah, Minnesota connections with REM too, right? The drummers from here, I think.
Are you going to play something K102 plays or just what Cities 97?
We don't
Cities doesn't play this.
We don't play any REM. We don't play any REM.
You used to.
Well, not really. No, I grew up on REM, man. REM is one of my top 5 bands of all time.
What?
Wow.
I never knew that.
Oh, for sure. Are you
I think
kidding?
your top 5 bands has got like 45 bands in it.
It might. But those first 5 albums, I'm going to throw out something really audacious right here, and I'd love people to text us at the Bradshaw and Brian KFAN text line at 64686. Those first 5 albums that they put out, running from Murmur through Document, are as strong a first 5 albums that any American artist or band has ever released.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing.
What's the
That's pretty
frequency,
strong.
Charch?
I like that you worked in American, which is a key part of that.
Oh, it's a huge part of it.
You knocked out Led Zeppelin, the Beatles,
Yeah.
Stones,
No.
a lot of.
But again, if you look at the first 5 records of an important American band and or artist, now I've heard people say Springsteen, I've heard other things, Bob Dylan, whatever. I'm telling you, man, those first 5 records of REM, even though they got much bigger later with Automatic and Green, I absolutely love those first 5 records.
Brian Oake has 30 points. Chris Carr's got 20 points. It could go any direction. We are on song number 4 at 3x speed.
Did you get anything out of that? I didn't get anything out of that.
Some are harder than others,
I'm
for
being
sure.
honest with you.
It was obviously a big build-up, a song with a huge build-up, and then kicks in, but I couldn't get
Thanks
there.
for helping. No, I got it.
Gladly.
That's all you needed.
Dude, look, there's nothing at stake here, right? Like, not one of us has to die at the end of this, all right? So,
No, you've never played with me.
I think there's a lot of shame in losing.
There is.
Turbo Traxx.
Hate losing.
This is a cover song. Chris.
REM stand? Would you do 2 in a row like that?
I would not.
No.
And it is not.
Incorrect.
Now, you're out for the remainder of this one. Brian's now just has the decision of when to chime in, which could be as soon as now.
not yet.
But,
I need the next one.
okay, then let's go to the 1.5 speed version. I'll mention this song was prominently featured in an iconic 1980s movie.
Okay. Well, who did the cover, though? Is it the actor from the movie? I know for a fact the song is La Bamba, but Richie Havens...
Are you chiming in or not? Does this count?
I'm chiming in. It is La Bamba, but I don't think Richie Havens did the... Los Lobos did the cover.
It is not.
No. Richie Valens did the cover of Los Lobos.
Well, it's not
and it's not that song anyway.
Oh, I'm just telling what that was.
What 80s movie was that featured in?
Rodney Dangerfield. Chris. Rodney Dangerfield, Back to School. Filmed in Madison, Wisconsin.
Wasn't it Animal House?
No.
Oh.
Am I right?
So many listeners are going to know
UB40?
No. It's the Beatles. It's Twist and Shout. It's the Beatles version of Twist and Shout.
But who covered it? Oh, they covered it.
They covered it. The Isley Brothers did it first.
Listen to that. That is not the popular version.
Bueller, right?
That is not the popular version of Twist and Shout.
That's what it was.
Wait a minute.
This is the Beatles version.
Yeah.
What? Who sang that?
It's absolutely not.
Hold on. Listen. No, that's not the Beatles.
The mix is super weird.
But it's also only in one channel. We can't hear the other channel.
The mix is super
weird. You can blame me
weird.
for that, so sorry about that.
That is something's wrong with that.
Well, because the entire...
I did not record it that way.
channel was out.
George and Ringo are a little sick today. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that explains why nobody got it. This is a perfect time to take a break, and we'll double check that we have both left and right stereo technology.
I'll be calling the authorities. I'll be calling the authorities.
Are you guys still on AM 1130?
At the break, Brian Oake has 30. Chris Carr's got 20. Turbo Traxx.
Days go by.
There you go.
I win.
Bang.
Woo!
It's only 1x speed, so you only get 1 point.
It is?
Yeah.
No, you don't get a point. We're not playing. Otherwise, I'm going to say Luke Bryan, Korn. Better song.
Korn.
Rain.
Korn.
Rain, not Korn.
Rain is a good thing.
You need rain for corn.
Yeah, rain is a good
Well,
thing.
what does corn make?
Corn makes whiskey.
And what does whiskey do?
Whiskey gets your girlfriend feeling
Makes
kind
my
of frisky.
baby little frisky.
Yeah.
The game is called Turbo Traxx.
Yeah.
We are in effectively round 2, segment 2.
Sure.
The score through 4 songs is Brian Oake 30, Chris Carr 20. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, I think, 5 left in these. We got 5 left.
Okay.
5 left. Again, you can play along. Use the Bradshaw and Bryant KFN text line. Send in the song name and the artist as soon as you recognize it, along with your name and email address in that same text. Very important, and that makes you eligible. Whoever gets the most answers first wins. And what do you win? A free entry into a Guillotine League with a $450 prize pool.
Go on.
So, not bad for doing nothing and just listening along to Turbo Traxx.
Which is a super fun game, by the way. But like all the games, whether we're talking about initials or program password or Turbo Traxx,
yeah,
sitting in my car, having a heater, listening along.
Always
this
easier.
morning on the third round when it was AA,
yeah.
I was a wizard. Sitting in the studio behind the microphone is an extremely different animal than doing it by yourself. So
I got amino acid on one. Just saying.
Same. Building blocks.
Yeah,
amino
like,
acids.
bang, that's
Boom.
it.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah.
Nerd alert.
Yeah, that's us. Program Password has a new champion, by the way. I could tell you, if you'd like, I could tell you all about it. But let's just move on. We don't need to dwell on that, I don't think. Let's get to...
Thought he started.
I was talking about Corey Cove.
I didn't have a dog in that race, but I'm just glad that you beat the Drip Brothers because those two are insufferable. I'm just glad they're out.
All right, let's go to song number 5. We begin at 3x speed for 30 points.
Dang.
We're all going to know this song, aren't we?
Probably.
I hope so.
Is this in one channel?
Every
too?
song, no, it is not. every song. These are all songs everybody knows. I think there's one that maybe won't be, but this isn't it. This song would become the 8th and final number 1 single for this band.
My golly.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Yeah. It's just like a straight beat. There's no...
Well, and I'm trying to go
inflection.
with the vocal line, and I can't. It's usually what gives it away.
I know all the lyrics, but I can't think of who it is. Thanks.
I don't know if it's true or not, but Izzy in Las Vegas says he was driving Adam Carolla to the airport, and they're playing along. That's pretty cool.
There we go.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we love it.
All right.
Okay. So let's go to our 1.5 speed. It was a then controversial, this song was a then controversial move into disco.
Who moved into this?
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Uh-huh.
'Cause I got nothing.
Chris, tip of your tongue?
Yeah, I know. I don't know the name. I know the band.
4,
I don't know the name of the song.
3, 2, 1.
I know the band.
All right, let's play it at 1X. Oh,
Rolling Stones, Miss You.
bang.
I didn't know Miss You. I knew Stones. I didn't know Miss You.
And so, of course, the disco clue was like I was trying to dial it in. I couldn't remember. And they were a scuzzy blues-oriented or country-oriented rock band before that. I own 2 different copies of that 12-inch single.
Yeah.
There's a 9-minute disco version of Miss You on the B-side of that.
Yep.
And it is sexy. It's good stuff. What did that get me? A point?
1 point.
Excellent.
It's 31 for Brian, 20 for Chris Carr. Let's go to song number 6 at 3X speed.
Oak. Kenny Loggins, Danger Zone.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow. Whoa. Wow.
Dude.
It's when it got to the chorus right there.
I didn't even hear the...
Wow.
You got it in the third second.
Yeah. We didn't even get through the whole clip.
Well done.
I
at
thought
3X
Robbie
speed.
started talking. I was like, shut up. I almost got it.
Here's the deal is that the last time I played this game, I felt like I was in a foreign country and didn't know what anyone was saying around me. And every once in a while, something falls into your lap or into your head. And me and Kenny Loggins, we got a thing, man.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Now, if I'd have given you this clue, would it have helped? It's the catchphrase for a secret agent with code name Duchess.
Yes.
You would have known the reference.
Well,
You know what's dangerous? Your obsession with me. Seriously,
Archer.
Lana, call Kenny Loggins because you're in the danger zone.
Yeah, no, Archer is one of the funniest cartoons that's ever. I'm an animation fan to begin with, but Archer is one of the not for kids, by the way. Don't set your kids down in front of several episodes of Archer.
No.
But Archer's brilliant.
Archer, so the first season is just gold. Second season's pretty good, and then it just sort of methodically gets worse as the
Well, and they
seasons
start
go on.
doing
but
different things, but they're still brilliant. I've never turned off an episode of Archer.
It's really, really good.
that was one of the worst songs in all of radio, though. Danger Zone.
Oh, I mean, it was not. There was a time when Kenny Loggins was the guy.
Absolutely.
And the movies are unwatchably bad.
Wow, that's throwing down the gauntlet right
It
there.
sure is.
All right, it's Brian Oakes, 61 points. Chris Carr's got 20, but you've got three songs left. You
Bring
can do
out some
this.
country.
Put me on the ropes, man.
You
Put me
never
on the
know.
ropes.
You never know. All right, let's go to song number 7, 3 times speed.
That actually hurt a little.
Yeah, it did hurt a little bit. Yeah, it gets. I've thought about like altering the pitch, like pitching it down as we're speeding it up a little bit.
Oh, yeah,
but
to help?
to help.
You mean- yeah.
You know,
No, that sounded like Alvin and the Chipmunks.
that was tough.
Yeah, that was
The
Is it
song-
Dude, if it's Alvin and the Chipmunks,
It's, that would be the worst.
the only band
It would sound like a dentist drill if it was at 3 times Alvin and the Chipmunks. No, thank you.
It's about the song is about the Cold War.
Oh. Was there singing in that?
Yes.
I think at the very end of it.
I can't say.
Yeah.
Really shouldn't be giving clues like that.
I know.
I only know
plenty of songs about the Cold War. I know
I can
one.
only think of one.
Earlier this year, Rolling Stone ranked this song number 6 on their list of all-time heavy metal songs.
What? I've got the band. I don't know the song. Hang on. Give me 1 second. It's a band I don't like, isn't it?
Come on.
Yeah.
I think I know
John
the band,
Bryan,
too.
Caveman text line is crushing you guys
number
right now.
6, though. Wouldn't be number 6.
Every sporting event, like on Earth, plays this song.
Okay.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
Oh.
You sure? Okay.
The band is definitely Rush, and the song is Tom Sawyer.
We already had Rush and Tom Sawyer.
Yeah,
that was the first song of the game.
Did you feed him the answers? I think you fed him the answers.
I read these in the wrong order. I read these in the wrong order. Dang
They play Tom Sawyer radio. Who plays Tom Sawyer?
He's reading from the back. It's like
Guns N' Roses, Welcome to the Jungle. Yes.
I was holding the sports page upside down. I was reading the standings backwards.
Son of a bee.
You're
I've been
reading from the back. It's like you're in synagogue.
Okay, let's play to 1X for 1 point.
Chris.
Chris,
I'm going to take my 1 point. Ozzy Osbourne, Crazy Train.
thank you.
Yeah.
They put this as the number 6 song of all time.
Heavy metal song of all time.
And when, at what
Randy
point,
Rhoads, baby.
agreed, I like the song, but at what point do we address the Cold War in Crazy Train?
Hey, Brian. It's only worth a point. You don't need to be that pissed.
Take it up with the Ozzy says that's what the song's about. He wrote the lyrics.
I'm taking it up with the clue giver. Also, I need to take it up with myself because by Friday I'm usually completely burnt out, and I guessed a song. It's almost like Do the Duplicate. I already guessed a song.
The duplicate, yes.
Yeah, but that year at Charch's live draft where I drafted the same person in back-to-back rounds.
Oak is usually about 6 gummies deep on a Friday night.
That's a great point at this stage.
I wish.
40 milligrams deep right now.
Oh.
Let's go to song number 8 at 3x speed.
Oak. New Order, Blue Monday.
Yes.
I was going to say that if you gave me one more. Oh.
We were not playing Atari back here. That was Blue Order.
Because of all the half the song is.
That's what gave it away.
Right.
Oh.
It was going to be like you instantly got it or you weren't going to get it at all.
Fun fact about that song?
Yeah.
To this day, despite the fact that vinyl got much larger later in the 80s into the 90s and then went away completely and now is back as big as it's ever been, well, not quite as, but still very, very big, New Order's Blue Monday remains the number 1 selling 12-inch single of all time worldwide.
That is true. What is the other piece of trivia attached to that very stat?
Oh,
that Rush wrote it before they did Tom Sawyer.
Shut it.
That was a money loser for the record label because the way that they had the 12-inch single, the way that they had put the the insert and the way it was
looked like a floppy disk,
and they had it cut out on it and it slide in and all this stuff. They were losing money on every sale, and then Blue Monday went on to be the best-selling 12-inch single of all time, and it nearly sank their label.
Wild.
Yes.
I did not know that fact. I like it, though.
There's your factoid.
I love factoids. Robbie, I'm a big factoid guy, as I know you are as well.
Yes,
Yes.
Cities
Just a quick random hitter.
Cities used to play New Order.
We don't play New Order. We don't.
We haven't played one song that came with 2 plays yet.
Nor have you played a song that we play.
That's
now, if you want to get in, that's not true. It's true. You want to play some Matchbox 20 or Maroon 5? Let's go.
All right, final song.
I am in misery. I am in misery.
You can't win right now. It's 91 points for Oak. It's 21 for Chris Carr. Okay. You've got one song left to redeem yourself and pull this thing to within roughly half.
Here we go.
Of what Brian got. Here's the 3X.
Chris!
Oh, Chris.
Barge!
You got this.
Blue Oyster Cult. Don't Fear the Reaper.
Bang. Well done, my man. Well done.
I was right behind you.
You were.
Oak, where's the band from? Do you know?
Blue Oyster Cult?
It's from Canada with Rush.
No.
No, That's a great question, and one I do not know the answer to. I would guess the East Coast,
That's
so I'm just going to say Boston.
They're from Long Island.
Long Island. All right, very good. Very good.
Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, and also Billy Joel.
All right, name the best three bands.
Well, no, can't go there right now because I've got Blake Barrett's NFL agent all queued up and,
all right,
and coming up. So yeah,
bye.
I'm sorry, can't do that. But Brian, congratulations, 91 points. Chris, 51. Excellent comeback at the end.
I think a good showing by both parties.
Thank you for playing. Nobody will remember the Tom Sawyer thing. They'll just remember you scored 91 points.
Yeah, but
despite the fact that I guessed someone that had already been played.
I was on my way to work. I was on my way to work this morning at 3:30, going to work. Mornings, Cable to 2, thank you. And Cities 97 was playing Blue Oyster Cult.
Right,
that's so not true.
I just heard that song.
I wish.
It was right after Blue Monday by New Order.
Fantastic.
This show needs more cowbell.
Thanks for having me,
It does need more cowbell. Thank you for playing. That was a ton of fun. When we come back, we're going to talk about the death of the running back position, as it's at least it is in terms of the contracts with agent Blake Barrett's coming.
KFAN, The Fan.
Welcome back, Friday Football Feast. Paul Charching with you. I had mentioned Blake Barrett's possibly joining us. It's not working out at this time. We might get him later in the show. We do have Lavelle at 11 o'clock. Now, Lavelle's always a wild card, too, but mostly because he can't figure out his phone or he's lost track of time or whatever. But we've got Lavelle queued up for 11, and hopefully that'll work. We have not yet talked about the breaking story. I think Star Tribune had it first about Dalvin Cook. So let's jump into that. Reportedly, Dalvin Cook, and this is, let me see here. This is according to a court file obtained by the Star Tribune. Dalvin Cook offered his ex-girlfriend $1 million to clear his name related to a domestic abuse case going back to November of 2021. Cook offered sums of both $800,000 and $1 million to his ex-girlfriend. Now, they list the girlfriend's name. In most cases, the accusers of anything that looks like domestic assault, the names are not normally released, but I'm assuming the Star Tribune had guidelines set up for this, and they've decided to release the name, and I'm just going to follow their lead on this. But normally, I don't think we do. Well, in fact, I don't know that we need to, so I don't think I'm going to.
In November of 2021, she filed a lawsuit against him.
Okay, so she became public then.
Yes, and then he then filed a defamation suit against her in Hennepin County, and both cases are pending. And then this came up.
The revelation came in a now sealed filing by Gracelyn Trimble's attorney. The document was filed in opposition to Cook's request to bar testimony at a trial of his cash settlement offers of $800,000 and then $1 million. Cook's initial offer of $800,000 came with a requirement that Trimble sign a sworn affidavit denying abuse claims. But Trimble has already testified under oath that Cook physically abused her. The $1 million offer required Trimble to send a letter, not sworn testimony, to the NFL absolving Cook of wrongdoing. So this doesn't, I remember the story when it came down, and we learned about it. At the time, it looked like a he said, she said situation. Maybe it still is. He said, she said, and maybe it never actually happened. But when you offer $1 million, it sure looks like you're the guilty party. Now, maybe he had decided the $1 million was worth it to him, even though he was innocent, because he wanted to sign a new deal. Has not to this point been able to sign that new deal and thought the $1 million would be worth it even if he didn't do it.
And her attorney, Daniel Craig, wrote that Cook's initial cash offer was not only evidence of a crime, but admissible at trial to show he tried to coax her to perjure herself by changing her sworn testimony. Quote, this does not pass the smell test and can and should be admissible as evidence of Cook's consciousness of guilt, Craig's filing read, end quote. The Star Tribune obtained a copy of the document on Thursday, hours before it was sealed. by Tacona County Judge Jamie Cork. Her personal injury lawsuit against Cook is set for trial in front of Cork next year. A hearing on the recent filing is set for Monday, and lawyers for Cook and Trimble did not comment.
You know, we had seen there had been some video, I believe, from this altercation. I believe, if I'm getting my Dalvin Cook incidents framed up correctly in my head, we had some video from his house where this thing allegedly went down a couple of years ago. And the video showed a lot of pandemonium, and it was really unclear from the video who may or may not have been the victim, and that it looked like Dalvin may have been the victim of some kind of abuse in that video. And so I don't think we really know with certainty who is the victim here and who isn't. But I tend to agree with the attorney, with her attorney, that this doesn't look good, and that this suggests he was on the wrong side of this.
I'm not going to read the disturbing details of the incident that happened between Cook and Trimble back in 2021, but they're pretty disturbing, and it involves physical and mental and emotional assault. And police were not called to the Inver Grove Heights home in the incident on November 19th, when Trimble said she flew to Minnesota to break up with Cook and get her things from his house. According to the initial lawsuit, Cook and Trimble met back in 2018, and there were some disturbing details about the incident that happened back a few years ago.
It puts a sad end to a very productive career in Minnesota for Dalvin Cook. And this this revelation may end up affecting his ability to ever play again. We don't know. Now, if Dalvin had decided to stay with the Vikings, leaving the Vikings seems to have been his choice. He didn't like the terms the Vikings had him with. He might not play again. This is the sort of thing that teams are very, very cautious about signing on board. If you are, let's say, as one team that he's been linked to, the Miami Dolphins, you're the Dolphins. With this revelation that Cook offered $800,000 and later $1 million to convince Gracelyn Trimble to change her testimony, you look bad. And do you want that? That becomes the lead story when you sign Dalvin Cook.
If I'm Miami, I don't go near it. And they just drafted a kid in the third round, A-Chain from A&M, who's a speedster, and they're going to run a speed-based offense. And Cook, as good as he was for the Vikings, I'm not sure he has that extra gear that a rookie running back, and we were going to talk with Blake Barretts about the devaluation of the running back position, and this would have fit right in with the on-the-field things concerning Dalvin Cook. But in terms of off the field, this is obviously a concerning situation, and it was concerning for our favorite football team.
Sad punctuation to his career, as I mentioned earlier, for Dalvin Cook, who are, there's Adrian Peterson in the Vikings, the best Viking running back to have played and probably will ever play for
one of the
Minnesota
best Vikings ever, yeah.
And then there's a drop-off, and I think there's Chuck Foreman.
Okay.
And then there's a drop-off, and then I think you're right into the conversation with Dalvin Cook and Robert Smith, and this is, it's a sad way for this thing to end, and for his time here to end with what is ultimately going to have to be, what appears anyway, a domestic abuse case that's going to ultimately, it sounds like, go to trial. It doesn't look like they're going to solve whatever their situation is to come to something together. So, to an agreement together. So, it's, for Cook, it looks like the end is here.
Yeah.
So, we get we get the Jordan Addison story, and within 24 hours, and for a Vikings team, this stuff used to be like every week for the Vikings.
Oh, Dwight Smith and forget it.
Colin Robinson. We had
the Wizinator.
We had Ontario Smith. Yeah. This stuff used to happen all the time here. Since the Wilfs bought the team, mostly we haven't been subject to these kinds of things happening. And the team can only control so much, but you can figure out, who do you draft? Who do you sign? What kinds of people do you let into your building? And then how do you work with them once they're in the building? How do you set what expectations are and what they're going to do? The Vikings have been better, it seems to me, better than most lately. But these two incidents are disappointing, to say the least. We dove into the Addison stuff, and in a fair amount of detail earlier in the show. And I don't think we need to necessarily get back to that. And we'll keep tracking this Dalvin Cook story. But a sad way for it to end. Dalvin had been very generous with his time on this station a lot of different times. PA undoubtedly talked to him many, many, many times. I talked to them on air probably 6-7 times.
Sure.
Every interaction, fantastic. Very generous with his time, thoughtful, funny. I like Dalvin Cook within the framework of interviewing him on this station. You don't know what's going on at home.
No.
You don't know the people, who people are, what they're doing, what the stresses are on them, what's happening when they're not in the public eye. You don't know.
Look at Ray Rice before that elevator video in Atlantic City where he was
the face of the biggest bank in Baltimore
and a Pro Bowl elite running back for the Baltimore Ravens, a Super Bowl contender. And then his whole life changed with a 20-second video of him striking his girlfriend in an elevator in an AC casino.
And the thing about the Ray Rice thing that we forget, we knew about it months earlier, but didn't have the video. We knew he had assaulted a woman in an elevator and nobody cared.
Right.
Until we got the video.
They swept it, right.
Once the video is there and you can see the savagery, that changes everything.
Well, for the public eye, that's always the case, Charch. I mean, when something comes to light and you see something instead of just imagining that it happened and you can actually see the proof of it, then it really it hits home, I would say, for a lot of things in life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's take our top of the hour break. When we come back, we'll hook up with Lavelle E. Neal. I want to talk about Twins trade deadline. He cares about the Loons right now. He cares about Women's World Cup. We'll touch on a couple of those things. Byron Buxton, 0 for 4 last night. He's hitless in his last 26 at-bats, slumping again. We'll touch on a variety of topics with Lavelle.